A day when the zombie virus doesn't just infect humans, but also animals. An army of ants no longer gathering food, but following the virus's command to attack humans. Or rats silently crawling through city sewers, sneaking into houses at night. Or wolves that no longer hunt deer or rabbits, but instead coordinate to hunt people. Yes, it's a terrifying scenario. And today, we're going to explore what would happen if animals turned into zombies. Which ones would be the most dangerous, and which could truly bring the end of human civilization. And let's be honest, if my ex-girlfriend were on this list, they'd easily take first place. 1. Zombie ants are some of the most fascinating creatures on Earth. A single colony can have millions of members, all working together as one. In fact, there's already something in nature known as the zombie ant. A fungus called Ophiocordyceps invades an ant's body, takes over its brain, and forces it to climb to the perfect spot before it dies, allowing the fungus to grow out of its head. But what if this phenomenon evolved and spread worldwide? Zombie ants could move in coordinated armies of millions, invade urban infrastructure, food storage, electrical systems, even ventilation ducts, wipe out human food supplies within days. Because ants are so small, they can crawl through cracks in walls, underground tunnels, and even travel hidden in vehicles. And since ants eat nearly everything, they're impossible to fully eradicate. Now imagine all of this with one terrifying twist. Instead of searching for food, they're searching for living flesh to bite and infect. An army of zombie ants pouring into a city at night could mark the beginning of the end. 2. Zombie rats. Rats are among the most adaptable creatures on the planet. In every major city, there's almost no place without them. The sewer system is like a giant highway for rats, allowing them to move quickly from one area to another. If rats became zombies, things would get terrifying fast. They'd crawl through sewers into homes, restaurants, and hospitals. They'd contaminate every food source. With their insane breeding rate, they'd create massive armies. Here is a chilling fact. A single pair of rats can produce more than 500 offspring in a year. Now imagine all of them are zombies. Rats can climb walls, jump great distances, and squeeze through tiny gaps. That means even secure buildings wouldn't be safe. Picture a hospital operating room, where suddenly a swarm of zombie rats bursts out of the ventilation system. On top of that, rats already carry dozens of diseases. If they also became zombies, cities would collapse in days. 3. Zombie wolves. Wolves are already skilled predators, but what makes them especially dangerous is that they hunt in packs. Now imagine zombie wolves. Coordinated pack attacks under the cover of darkness. The speed to chase prey for hours without tiring. Targeting humans directly instead of deer or elk. A pack of just 10 zombie wolves could wipe out an entire village overnight. Their bite force is strong enough to crush bones, and with the virus in their bodies, they'd be unstoppable. Unlike rats or ants, wolves are territorial. If they became zombies, they'd expand their territory aggressively. That means within weeks, forests and mountain regions would become bases for zombie wolf packs. 4. Zombie sharks. Sharks have always been terrifying, apex predators of the ocean. At first glance, you might think zombie sharks wouldn't matter much for humans on land, but the reality is far worse. Zombie sharks could tear apart small boats and fishing vessels, make fishing completely impossible, eliminate one of humanity's largest food sources, fish. Right now, about 3 billion people worldwide rely on seafood as a major food source. If zombie sharks took over the oceans, no boat would dare set sail, and the seas would become a nightmare. The result? Mass famine and collapse of global food chains. So while zombie sharks might not directly attack people on land, the indirect effect would be catastrophic. Humanity would starve long before it fought back. 5. Zombie crows. Crows are among the most intelligent birds on Earth. They can recognize human faces, use tools, and communicate in surprisingly complex ways. Spreading the virus across continents by flying hundreds of miles, coordinated aerial attacks on humans, contaminating food and water supplies everywhere they land. In big cities, zombie crows could swarm rooftops, dive bomb crowds, and turn entire regions into infected zones. And considering how massive the global bird population is, a single infected species like crows would be enough to trigger worldwide collapse. So, which zombie animal would be the most dangerous? Ants with their endless armies, rats with their sewer networks and explosive breeding rates, wolves with coordinated pack hunts, sharks destroying humanity's food supply, or crows spreading infection across the globe? The truth is, each has its own horrifying way of ending civilization. Ants could overrun cities. Rats could topple us from the underground. Wolves could terrorize entire regions. Sharks could starve humanity. And crows could make escape impossible. But one thing is certain. If animals ever became zombies, the apocalypse wouldn't just be a story. It would be reality. And of course, if ex-girlfriend were part of this list, we wouldn't even have time to make this video. Hopefully, this video won't give you nightmares about zombie ants or rats tonight. But if it does, at least make me happy with a like and subscribe. It might be the only thing keeping the zombies away.